We look at our athletes as icons and role models to the point we forget they are regular people, kind of like superheroes who are untouchable. The problem is, we tend to overlook or never see the problems they go through off the court. A few to mention: mental illnesses and tragedy. Also, let's not forget having haters and being criticized constantly. Cameras always in your face, but this is the life they signed up for. But one thing they didn't sign up for was tragedy. Today we look into one night that could have took a Boston Celtics legend's life. Paul Pierce, one of the greatest players in Boston Celtics history. He's won a championship, a Finals MVP, and a 10-time All-Star. His jersey is hanging up in the rafters of one of the greatest basketball venues of all time, just let alone being able to say he's an NBA player for one of the greatest organizations is a hell of an accolade. But before all the accomplishments, he was just a young NBA player that barely knew, and it showed in this terrible moment. Paul is in just the second year of his long career. He decided to go have some fun with teammate Tony Battie and Battie's brother. They drove to a nightclub in Boston called Buzz Nightclub for a private event. While inside the club, reports say a fight broke out around Paul and his teammate. He decided to step in and hopefully calm the situation down by breaking up the fight. Instead, it took a turn for the worse. Paul was caught in the middle of the fight and was stabbed 11 times in the face, neck, and back, and had a bottle smashed over his head. His life was saved as Tony Battie and company rushed him to a nearby hospital. While there, Paul had to have emergency lung surgery to keep him alive. Paul believed he was set up after talking to a few females in the club. Supposedly, one of the females were related to one of the men, and one of the men wasn't feeling that. Paul was talking to either his girl or his relative, and that's what led to the situation. The Truth went on to have a speedy and healthy recovery, but managed to develop mental issues like paranoia, bad anxiety, and depression. He even hired 24-hour bodyguards around his house, and even to this day says he doesn't like being around crowds due to the incident. Imagine being in the NBA and you don't feel right in crowds. On a positive note, all three suspects who were involved in the club brawl were charged with assault and battery and thrown in prison. They were a part of a failed rap group called the Boston Made Men. What amazes me the most is that after all the negativity, he got tattoos to cover the scars to try and do anything to help and forget that night. He also went on to have one of the greatest seasons of his career just a few months after almost losing his life. He played all 82 games and averaged 25 points, 6.4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.7 steals. I'm glad we got to see a legend actually flourish after one brutal situation that could have changed everything. Life comes at you so fast, no matter who you are. That's all I got for today's video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, do anything, because we are on the rise. I'm trying to, get more consistent. And actually, when I was making this video, it was too short. I was like, nah, I can't give my subs that. I can't give y'all no 50%. So this video was actually 100% effort. Like I had to redo it. But that's all I got, man. Germ is out.